5 Erica Redwood. You're fourth in the points, only a few spots out of the third position, but there's mechanical trouble. What's going on with your race car this weekend?
Yeah, so first couple laps of practice, our rear end I think went, and so that's not a good start to the day. We had a great car yesterday, looking super fast. So I know my team's gonna get it fixed, and we might miss qualifying in the next practice, but I think we'll do good. And we'll start at the back of the main and work our way up.
I got to see the piece.
Yeah.
You said it was supposed to be straight. It was not straight. You mentioned how hard your team works. Just how much effort did they put in, and how grateful are you for the time and effort that is put in by this group?
I'm so grateful. You know, they spent all week long getting my cars ready for race day, and it takes a lot of work. You know, I'm in the shop putting my hands on the car, getting it dirty, and learning a lot more about my car to make myself a better driver. So I know how much goes into it, and I'm really grateful for it.
Becoming a better driver.
Yeah.
You've obviously climbed the ladder, junior late models, now pro late models. Talk about that development, and where do you feel you are now as a driver?
You know, we're running cars tour and trying to get our feet wet, racing with the big boys. You know, racing against Kevin Harvick and legendary people. And you know, our goals coming into this was not to finish first. You know, it's hard. We're just trying to get seat time so that way I can be first in the next couple years. Running with the best, that way I can be the best.
TV, film crews. Talk about what that experience was like and what you can share from that.
You know, they told me I can't share too many details just to keep the audience excited, and I got the chance to go on the Kurt Raceway and film the Saturday Night Lights, which is a racing reality TV show about how racing and upcoming drivers, and I'm part of the 10 drivers. You know, I'm the top 10 most competitive race car drivers on the West Coast. We're part of this, and I'm really excited. You know, we're racing this late model spec cars, and yeah, so keep an eye on it. It should be coming out in January, and I'm really excited.
Now I know you're able to bring awareness to the rise of female drivers in motorsports. Yeah. Obviously, you've got Kenna Mitchell, defending champion of our super late models, but you also got to compete against Kylie Glick, Danica Dart. Talk about what it's like now, just expanding that presence across the West Coast and beyond.
It's really cool because to have a racing field being 30% women, you don't see that very often. You know, me and Kenna are racing pretty much. That's the only girl that I've ever consistently raced against. But it's really cool to see other drivers. You know, Kylie's from Colorado, Danica's from Washington, and so to see all of us come together and be able to race against each other is really cool. And I think I'm able to inspire the next generation of race car drivers, and hopefully see some new girls up here.
Now, a couple more questions for you. I'm going to shift things over to our ARCA night.
Yeah.
Championship. How excited are you to have ARCA West Series back at All American Speedway?
It's really exciting. You know, that's where I want to be hopefully in the next couple years. And so it's cool to see what it actually is like to have what goes behind the scenes. You know, my team races ARCA, so I see what the work is in the shop and how much work and money it is put into it. So it's really cool to see them come back to like a home track like All American Speedway and race these kind of tracks. You know, they go to Phoenix and All American Speedway, it's super cool. Like to have them come to a home track and a short track and see how they race here.
Speaking of your team, Make Motorsports, I do have to ask, a few weeks ago, I talked to Bobby Rogers about the new sim that you guys got.
Yeah.
Have you had the opportunity to use it? What's all the bells and whistles?
It's amazing. You know, it's thanks to Shockwave, you know, we were able to get a huge simulator, probably $500,000. It's expensive. We had to kind of whole wall out of the shop to get it into the shop, but it really helps a lot. You know, All American Speedway isn't on the sim yet, but when tracks like Kern or places I haven't been yet, it really helps, you know, or like going to Sonoma. I've been testing a lot there, you know. I want to start doing road course stuff, so I've been able to test that, learn the corners, how to shift, all that stuff, because circle track racing, you don't really have to shift a whole lot, but you do at Sonoma and tracks like that, so I'm excited.
Now, we did announce a schedule change here at All American Speedway. October 4th slides back to November 1st. It's going to be our Hall of Fame night. We're going to be nominating one person from the track's history into the Hall of Fame here at All American Speedway. If you got the opportunity to nominate someone, who would it be and why?
I would would definitely nominate my great uncle, you know, Chef Glick. He's been racing here for years, you know. He is really involved with the sport. When he was racing here, he would honestly, if he saw somebody else and their night in practice, you know, he would give up their whole car just for them to race. He does so much for the sport, you know. I've seen him, he flips, actually in a race here, he flipped in practice or in a heat, and people helped him get back his car. He raced without his hood on, I think, or his roof. He raced without a roof, and went out and won it from the back. So I'm inspired to be like him, and he comes out here every race to support